When life gets unpredictable, preparation matters. In medicine, it's all about staying alert, ready for whatever comes through the door. On the road, it's no different. That's why Volvo designs vehicles to help anticipate risk, reduce harm, and protect lives. The Volvo XC90's advanced safety systems inspire confident decisions wherever the road takes you. The Volvo XC90, for life. Proud sponsor of the Pit Podcast. Learn more at volvocars.ca/safety.
Take a stroll through many parts of downtown Montreal. You'll find it's beautiful. You'll see it's full of light and color. But here's the thing. One of the most prominent colors that shapes our landscape in downtown Montreal, well, it's the color orange, often reflected by the plethora of cones that make up an intricate obstacle course that pedestrians must clamber through. Over the course of a year, it was revealed that 94% of roads in downtown Montreal had been closed at some point, due to construction. And at least a quarter of those cones used for closures in construction, actually useless, don't need to be there. The team that did the work to give us the proof, and not just anecdotal evidence that this is the case, is the team at the Chamber of Commerce for Metropolitan Montreal. Jessica Bouchard is Senior Director of Content Strategy, Economic Affairs, and the Downtown Relaunch. Jessica, welcome to the show.
Good morning.
So, tell me about your research here and why the Chamber of Commerce of Metropolitan Montreal said, okay, we actually need some evidence here, because we all know it. Why did you say, no, we got to put this down and get numbers, hard numbers?
Yeah, so our new study on traffic in Worksite confirms with maps and data what Montrealers experience on a daily basis is the accessibility issue in downtown Montreal area. So it's the number one irritant for the business community and the workers. It's undermining our efforts to get remote workers back in their downtown office towers. So if we really want to pursue them to return, we must turn the situation around. That's why we made this study.
So, Jessica, let me ask this to you maybe in a different way here, right? You work for the Chamber of Commerce of Metropolitan Montreal. I imagine Montreal is in your heart, right? So how does it make you feel when you do the work, you do the research, and you see those numbers? How does it make you, and how does it make the other people that you work with at the Metropolitan Chamber of Commerce feel?
Of course, our city want to bring solutions to the table because we think that we have a lot of potential in Montreal to turn the situation around. We have a good private sector that is open to change their way of doing the work sites. So our solution include less garage signage, limiting truck deliveries to off-peak hours, and most importantly, creating a single body to coordinate work between multiple entities.
So this is very interesting. So right now, there's not a single entity. Like I had heard time and time again that the city says we're going to work on coordination and we're going to have mobility squad. It's always seemed like they've promised that. You're saying that's not the case. We still don't have the level of coordination that's necessary.
So the city of Montreal is often singled out as being the solely responsible for managing the work. In fact, the city is responsible of 30% of work sites in Montreal. However, the city has an important role in planning the construction, as you said, and it needs to centralize planning in a smart entity coordinated with all stakeholders. So, for example, if public utilities as Bell or Hydro-Québec is planning to do major work, the city needs to work with them and to do integrated projects. That's what we recommend. Now, it's only 6% of projects that are integrated in the city.
Jessica, what is the cost to Montreal of these orange cones? And I'm not talking about how much does an orange cone cost, $15 at the supply store. What is the cost to our economy, to how we feel about the city? Can you put that into a number or a figure, what the cost is when we have out of control orange cones and construction that's not monitored, supervised by a central source?
Mm-hmm. So we put a price on congestion a few years ago, and it was a few $1 billion. But the lack of coordination between public and private construction sites result, as you said, in significant obstruction in detours for motorists, for pedestrians, and it contributes to the general perception that the downtown is inaccessible. So we have to change the situation, as I said. It's important for Montrealers, for workers, for businesses, and of course for the tourists that visit our beautiful city.
There's been some accusations from many people that the current administration at City Hall, President Montreal and Mayor Valérie Plante, are at least a bit, if not outright, anti-car, right? Do you feel that the current administration and their ideology that is against cars contributes to the fact that they maybe don't care as much as they should about this?
Yeah, but there's of course, a different part of the issue. So the presence of cars in Montreal is we have to plan our roads to make sure that it's easy to use cars in the city. Also, we have to improve the use of our public transit system, and we have to, as we propose in our study, to do a change of culture and to adopt a posture of minimum blockage concerning the work sites.
And I just to ask you this quickly to wrap up here, do you believe the current situation is a result of incompetence or decisions made expressly done, decisions that are made to make getting around town more difficult?
No, I wouldn't say it's a question of incompetence, because we talked with a lot of stakeholders, experts, different entities in the city of Montreal, and everyone wants to improve the situation. There are some projects to for example, centralize the work planning, but we have to do more. We have to invest more, and we ask the government of Quebec, the city of Montreal, and the private sector to work together to resolve this issue.
Jessica, thank you so much for your time this morning. I do appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
You too. That's Jessica Bouchard from the Chamber of Commerce of Metropolitan Montreal.